How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Noki, and you're here once again for another edition of the News with Noki. Today, we have some crazy leaks that just resurfaced from 2017 regarding the upcoming Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, as well as some other gaming news like the brand new Paper Mario and the upcoming classic games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch. And now, on to the news! And kicking things off today, we have to discuss the most recently resurfaced leaks from 4chan regarding the upcoming Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes. This 4chan rumor actually dates back to 2017 and accurately predicted the names of the Generation 8 games, Pokemon Sword and Shield, long before anybody had ever even questioned what these might be. Along with the brand new Generation 8 titles, this rumor actually also divulges the potential upcoming titles for the remakes Time Diamond and Space Pearl, which are indeed names that would actually make sense considering Dialga and Palkia are directly tied to both time and space, and does indeed stick with the pattern that they have been seemingly going with when it comes to the titles of the remakes, which is to include an adjective that describes the overall headlining Pokemon in some way. For instance, Fire Red and Leaf Green both describe the typings of Charizard and Venusaur. Heart Gold and Soul Silver pretty accurately describe the overall spirit of Ho-Oh and Lugia on a whole. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire for the primal and ancient energy of Kyogre and Groudon. And then, like I said previously, with these upcoming remakes of Time and Space, this directly ties into the fact that Palkia and Dialga are the keepers of these realms. Though with the upcoming DLCs for Pokemon Sword and Shield dropping in June and November, it's pretty unlikely that we'll be getting any information to confirm or deny these titles in the upcoming few months, as we probably have to wait until early next year to get any form of announcement for these remakes. And now on to Marvel! Actually, there's no Marvel news to discuss in today's News with Noki. However, we do have some other gaming news to go over, including the brand new Paper Mario title that's going to be dropping in just a couple of months. And honestly, this game looks incredibly dark and twisted, and as thus pretty much piques my interest entirely. I really do enjoy the overall look of the Origami crafted world that really reminds me a lot of Yoshi's Crafted World that launched just last year on the Switch. Of course, like with previous titles, Mario does indeed keep his two-dimensional form throughout most of the game, though he does gain some really cool three-dimensional origami attachments and power-ups as you continue and progress through the storyline. And for those of you who actually stuck around until the very end of the trailer, you got the chance to see a very interesting Easter egg of Metroid, where Mario was actually wearing a Metroid helmet and saying some very ominous things about that's not something you see every day. Which, as you might have guessed, has a lot of people speculating that maybe, just maybe, we could be getting some Metroid Prime 4 news here in the near future. However, as many people have pointed out, Paper Mario and Metroid actually share a common developer, and maybe this was just one of those subtle nods to that developer and nothing more. And finally, for today's news, we have a brand new trailer that just dropped this morning for the upcoming Clubhouse Games 51 worldwide classic games coming to the Switch. This brand new trailer actually showed off a lot more information about the different games that will be included in this set, and outlined more of the multiplayer functionality that will be available in the game, especially explaining many of the more unfamiliar games to some of the younger players that might never have heard of them in today's digital world. And I gotta say, as somebody who actually grew up in the era when many of these games were becoming popularized on tabletops, PCs, and in arcades, I am extremely ecstatic to get my hands on these games and play them with all of my family members. I've even been actually trying to talk my mom into buying a Switch specifically so that we can play these long distance during all of these crazy times. And this collection actually includes some of the coolest takes of these games that I've ever seen, and gives players step-by-step instructionals on how to play them. Probably one of the coolest features, in my opinion, is the fact that you can actually physically link your Switches together to create larger in-game areas, like they showed off during the trailer with the track for the race cars. And the icing on the cake is that we can all look forward to getting our hands on these games on June 5th in just a couple of weeks. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a comment down below as to what you thought of today's stories. And also don't forget to drop a max knuckle all over that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Professor Noki signing out once again for Noki Talks.